the fuck was that? Welcome back to Armed with Knowledge. Today we're doing a what's in my bag. So I thought about doing this video for a while. I didn't really want to do something that I carry around on like my own personal stuff, my own personal setup, just because I don't want to kind of put that out there on blast, like what's actually in my bag that I carry around every day. So I got an old bag that I've been carrying around for quite a while. I had it set up this way for a long time. I trained on it this way for a long time, and it's time to retire the setup. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about how I have this set up, each and every piece of this. But first, what I want to talk about is the importance of training with what you have. So this was my get home bag. So if I was anywhere within my own city, within town, for some reason something happened, I had to get myself home, no matter how dramatic that might be. This is the way that I set up my bag. The training that I'm talking about is the guns that I have in here, the trauma kit that I have in here, the tourniquet, being able to get to those things. You have to practice, however you have something set up, whether it's a gun that you have in your car, whether it's in this bag, you rehearse that, practice it over and over and over again. Just like what you hear us talk about all the time when it comes to the importance of training. If you have something set up a certain way, it is a fraction as efficient if you're not training with how to get to things that are in it, as it is if you actually are well trained in how you have things set up. Not only are you going to be quicker at getting to what you need, and in second nature, in a panic, naturally go for those things, you're also going to find a way to fine-tune things, adjust things, move things around to where it's easier to get to stuff. You're not going to know something's harder to get to, or something gets caught, or something, it slows you down if you don't practice on it a thousand times. First thing, I guess, what I'll cover is consistency. For me, even inside of a pouch, everything always, if I take something out or have to move something around, it always goes back to the exact same spot. I'm that way with the zippers. All these pockets are dual zippered. They all are in the same corner all the time. So that way, if it's dark or if I'm in a hurry, if it's an emergency, and I gotta fix things real quick, man. See, but I need to keep this thing groomed and out of the way so it's not choking people and getting in the way of the camera. Now let's talk about what I have in this bag. So this is an old 511 bag I got because it was a little bit inconspicuous. It doesn't look like a military bag with Molly all over it, but it still has some concealed pouches on it. This is one of the concealed pouches that this one has. What I keep in here is a concealed size handgun. It's very streamlined. I keep it in a holster, but in a holster that can easily come out of. It's all stock, nothing's added onto it. That way it's streamlined. It doesn't get caught on anything when I pull it out. And then there's another little pocket here where I can bring out an extra magazine. These two little pockets were huge for me in my decision in buying this bag. All right, so we'll dive a little bit deeper now into this bag. This front pouch right here, this pouch is actually a lot bigger than I thought it was, than what it looks like. This holds quite a bit of stuff in here. And again, everything that I put in here, it all goes to the same place. So I've got a multi-tool in one place. I've got a little meal in here, and I've got some liquid IV pouches. There's a simple trauma kit here, a tourniquet, there's a sewing kit in here, and it's all stuff that I can get to fairly easily. I don't want to put too much stuff in there to where I'm gonna rifle through too much to get to what I need. I want to be able to get the most important stuff is on top that I feel is important. The tourniquet, the trauma kit, those things are on top. The meal and the liquid IVs, those are at the bottom. And then in between there I have on the side, that's probably the second easiest to get to, is like the multi-tool or the sewing kit. In the big pouch here, what we got is I have a GHM9, and with this, when I pull this out, there's different ways that I've practiced on this, as you can see in the videos, whether it's on the ground, whether I'm carrying it. I keep it where it's easiest for me to grab it, where I have a magazine for it, a 31 round magazine that I can place in it, and I can go from there. There's also, I keep a plate from Botac, and this is a level 4 plus that I keep right here. Essentially, I can keep this bag cinched up, tight against me, and if I am engaged, I also pretty much have a plate carrier with another magazine here. The one thing about this specific bag, it's not bad to have to carry some extra leather gloves around, but the main reason that I actually carry these around is because the end of this barrel right here rubs through the bottom of this bag, and without this leather glove to hold the end of it in here when I put this away, it rubs right through and the barrel's hanging out the bottom of the bag. So again, I put this together in this way over carrying this around for a long time, adjusting things slightly here and there to what works best. I've taken things out of it, added things, swapped things out. It's just, like I said, get home bag. Like if I'm on the other end of town, what might I need to get myself home? The only thing that I'm missing here right now that would normally be in here would be like a bladder, like a camelback bladder that fits in the back side of here. Really, I wanted to do this video to kind of open up conversation. I have a new setup. I've kind of added some things too, but I'd like to hear what everybody else has in mind for just like a get home bag. Say something happens, there's no electricity, power goes out, vehicles are down, you have to get home. What would you like to have in that bag to get you home to everything else that you need to survive? Let us know in the comments. Click like on this, hit subscribe, and that bell notification if you want to know when we do this more often. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. Don't punch my trauma kit. You're gonna cause trauma.